Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Pilates. Happy holidays. I'm glad you could all be here with me today. Next time I see you, it will be 2021. That's really exciting. We've made it through this bumpy year. So we're going to start with a chair right up against a wall because we're doing a lot of posture exercises today. And we're going to start by backing right up into the back of the chair. Roll the shoulders back, showing off the necklace or tie. Look down at the knees, and we're going to start right off with posture. So imagine you're getting a cream pie in the face. You want to go right back to that wall if you can. Now the goal is to be looking right down at the floor, because the last thing I want to do is have your chin coming up to the ceiling, because that's going to compromise those long, weak muscles of the neck. So look right down at the floor, straight back, pie in the face. Now, a couple things could happen here. You could find that you might not be able to get your head all the way back to the wall without tipping your chin up. If that's the case, find yourself a small pillow and just put it behind the head and press into that small pillow looking down at the floor. So just that back and release. Back and release. 4 more. Pie in the face. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. So the head's back. Now let's bring our hands on top of the shoulders. In a perfect world, if we had perfect posture, our elbows would be facing the side wall when we put our hands on our shoulders. So let's take some time to open those elbows up and relax. And open up, press against that wall behind you. And the other thing I want you to think about is notice your rib cage. Try to keep your bottom ribs against the chair as we press the elbows into the wall. 3 and 2. And last one. And now each part of this movement is a little harder, so if at some point this hurts your arms, stay within those pain-free zones. You might need to drop your elbows a little bit to do that. So let's start by making that little snow angel just with our elbows. So just lifting and lowering and finding that range of motion that's okay for you. And that might be all that you can do today. Keep those elbows bent. But if you're okay to extend the arms, I want you to look at those little creases in your elbow and take them in and then all the way back. In and back. So really, I could move my hands and I wouldn't be getting a lot of shoulder movement. So our hands are ultimately moving, but they're following what the shoulder's doing. So the focus is those little creases in your elbow. And now let's try to turn those creases out as much as we can. Thumbs are almost going towards the back wall, and then press the hands into the wall, keeping the ribs heavy. And relax, and press. And relax, and press, and relax, and press, and relax, and press, and relax. Good job. From here we're gonna imagine you're laying in a big snowbank and you're gonna make a snow angel. So you're gonna let your arms come up, trying to keep contact with the wall the whole way. But if there's pain at any point, make certain you stop. Now the ribs, it's going to be maybe tricky to keep those ribs heavy, but that's part of our core. So try to engage your core, press the ribs into the back of the chair as we lift to whatever point you can. If there's a point where it hurts, stop. Just lifting and lowering. Let's go 2 more. Working that shoulder through the full range of motion. If you can't keep your hands, if they're somewhere up here, that's okay. It might be a long-term goal. Now we're gonna up and pick those invisible apples or poppies overhead. So just trying to reach something just out of reach. In my case, I'm picking flowers today. It's a good place to be on a cold December day. A little taller, ribs are heavy, 3 more, 2 more, last one. And now both arms up nice and tall. We're going to try to bring our elbows down into a W. So bringing them down as far as the chair allows you to go, pressing the elbows and then the back of the hand into the wall, and relax. Now let's go ahead, elbows, arms, hands, against the wall, relax. 3 more, 2 more, and very last one. Perfect. From here we're going to extend the arms out into that nice wide arm. And now press and relax and press. Make sure you're breathing. A little double chin. Try to look down at the knees and relax. 2 more and relax. Very last one. Perfect. Give your arms a little shake. They've been working hard. And now let's scoot right up to the front of the chair. And I'm going to give you a choice. It's going to be easier if the feet are planted firmly on the floor, your knees are bent in that 90-degree position. If your back hurts, you might want a big pillow or a ball against your back. If you want to work a little harder, you can extend the legs out. If you do extend the legs out, make sure the heels stay on the floor. We don't want to ever be lifting those legs. So we're doing whatever version of, again, seated Pilates. It's traditionally done on the mat, so we're improvising a little bit. And I'm going to start with something called the hundreds. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Breathing is our friend. We want to really work those deep exhalations and get those lungs working really well. So we're going to do something called the hundreds. The hundreds is all about breathing. So it's an inhale through the nose, like you're sniffing, and an exhale through the mouth. We're going to go 4 inhales, 4 exhales, sniffing and blowing, and we're going to warm up the arms. So drive your hands down to the floor like you're trying to touch the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Nice and tall through the head like you're holding a book on top of the head. The arm movement slapping towards that back wall with those nice long arms. It's going to be inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, sniff 2, 3, 4, blow 2, 3, 4. Good job. I hope you got that feeling of that nice deep exhalation where we're emptying out the lungs. Joseph Pilates was asthmatic and he really worked breathing and wringing out the lungs to make the breathing healthier and get more oxygen to the system. So from here, I'm going to give you a choice. Back hurts, you'd want your feet in, you'd want to be looking at your belly button. First movements, tailbone goes forward a little bit, we're leaning back till we almost touch the back of the chair. And now this is important, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your glutes, and up we go. If you do have back problems, come back. That squeezing of the glutes is really important to protect your back. So squeeze glutes, inner thighs, $100 bill between the knees. No back problems, you can walk the feet out a little further, whatever feels right for you, and we're going to let the hands be out in front. And now while we're here, we're going to take the shoulders back and then reach it out. And then shoulders back and reach. So just loosening and warming up those shoulder blades. About 1/3 of our movement depends on those shoulders being able to retract and elevate. So we want to sneak both of those movements into our program to make sure those shoulders stay healthy. And now come on back, so now your chest is nice and wide. As we start to come back, we're going to let the arms come overhead, and then nod the head, look down at the floor, and up. Push the feet into the floor, lean back. And now if you have back problems, or if you're starting out, the arms stay right here. Squeeze inner thighs, squeeze glutes, and up you go. If you want to make it more challenging as you come back, up we go, looking straight ahead, and then down at the floor to come up. Lean back, and up, and 2, and back, stretch it up, and 3. I'm going to add more arm movements to this, so we're going to come back up. Let's go all the way around, and up we go. Back, and around to come up. 3, and up. And now if you can't lean back with these, just work the arm movements, really healthy arm movements, working through that nice full range of motion. Back, up, and around. One more. Back, up, and around. Perfect. From here, we're going to take the hands together, and then when we come in, we're going to take the hands right to the chest. And then we're pressing glutes, inner thighs, and palms together as we come up. Lean back, hands to the chest. Squeeze glutes, inner thighs, palms, but also fingers to stretch out. Back, and squeeze to come up. 3, and up. 4, squeeze glutes, inner thighs, hands, fingers. Inhale back, exhale up. And now this time when we come back, we're going to bring the right hand to your shoulder, left hand to your lap. We're going to just watch that elbow come back and watch the elbow come back, and now see if you can lean back until you're touching that elbow to the wall, and then up we go. Back, elbow, see if you can reach, press the arm into the wall, and up. 3, elbow to the wall, press, and up. And 4, elbow to the wall, press, and up. Let's try the other side. Give your arms a little shake if they need it, hands to the shoulder. Try to watch that elbow. Your body's going to go the direction your eyes are going. So if we're watching the front, we won't get as much rotation as if we turn into it. If you're okay to lean back slightly, get your abs to wake up. And now elbow back, press into the wall, and up. 3 more, elbow back, press into the wall, and up. 1 more time, elbow back, press into the wall, and up. Perfect. Now I want to work the low abs a bit, so I'm going to lean back so that my shoulders are right against the back of the chair. Again, you could put some pillows in to support your back if that's helpful. Now I'm going to draw that. Let's go right knee towards the right shoulder, and left knee towards the left shoulder, and down. So just coming up as high as you're comfortable, and 4. And now remember, if you've had a hip replacement, we don't recommend lifting those knees above 90, which is where we're at when we're seated. So the most you'd want to lift is 1 inch. And now you should feel your low abs starting to wake up. We're also getting some lubrication for our hips here. If you want to make that even harder, we'll add a bicycle. So drawing the knee in, let's hold the bottom of the chair. We're gonna make nice long arches like we can't reach the pedal. 3 and 4 and 5. Good job. Give that leg a little shake. Same thing on the other side. We're going to draw that knee towards the shoulder. Stretch your leg out. Can't reach the pedal. And in. And out. And 3. And out. And 4. And out. Last one, 5. And out. Good job. Let's from here push the feet together and we're going to open and close. Squeeze inner thighs. Open. Let's try to crush our hands. And open and squeeze. Glutes, inner thighs. 3 more and squeeze. 2 more and squeeze. Very last one and squeeze. Perfect. Okay, keep that connection, inner thighs, glutes. This time we're going to anchor our left sitting bone to the chair so it doesn't lift up, and we're reaching as far to the right as we can without lifting our sitting bone off the chair. And back. And switch. Nice long reach. Keep that sitting bone nice and flat on the chair. And back. And a long reach. See how far you can go without lifting your bum. And back. And reach. And squeeze glutes, inner thighs. Reach. Squeeze glutes, inner thighs. One more time, reach. Squeeze glutes, inner thighs. Now, if you had a little ball, you could put it between your knees. If you don't, we'll just put the hands back here so we have something for proprioceptive feedback. Just gives our brain something to squeeze on. As we squeeze here, we're going to reach one leg out, press into the heel, and down. And 2, tighten the quads, and down. And 3, squeeze inner thighs and down. So working those muscles around the knees. 4. And one more time. 5. And down. Let's switch sides. We're going to reach and bend. And 2. And bend. And 3. And bend. 2 more. 4. And bend. And 5. And bend. Okay, let's work some posture now. So we're going to look at your thumbs. Imagine that your thumb is connected to your nose. And as we bring the thumbs up, we're going to let the head come up unless that creates any stress in your neck or back. So we want to work our posture, letting the head come up and down. 2 more, up and down. And very last one, up and down. Perfect. Okay, let's bring that right foot a little wider. And from here, we're going to step in, out, out, in, trying to stay nice and still through your body, out, and out, in, and out, out, in, and out, out, in, and out, out. Good Good job. And now let's go in and in. Perfect. Let's try the leg crossing. So we're going to bring that leg up and down. Try to stay even on the sitting bone as we come up and down. Trying to go a little higher each time. 3 and down. 3 more and down. 2 more and down. Very last one. If there's anyone here with hip replacement, I don't recommend crossing the legs. So in that case, you could hang out here and open up the hip, or if you could hold on, you could bring the leg here. But if you're okay to cross it over. We're going to even out through the sitting bones. Use the muscle to open up the hip as much as we can. Nice, deep, deep breathing. And while we're here hanging out, we're just going to make some big circles with that foot. The biggest circle you could possibly make. 4 and 3 and 2 and pause and reverse. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2. Very last one. Okay, if it's your right leg crossed, put your right hand on the side of that chair. Push yourself up nice and tall. Left hand's going to go on top of that knee, and imagine there's somebody behind you talking to you, and you're going to try to look back and see them. Again, if there's any stress at all in your neck or spine, only work within those range of motion that are pain-free. And good job. Same thing on the other side. Lots of control coming up and 2 and down. You might want to hold on the side of the chair here to keep that spine safe and secure. And 4 and a little higher for 5. And you decide whatever you want that to look like, whether you want to hold it there or come up a little higher. We're gonna just even out on the sitting bones and make the biggest circle you possibly can as you open up through the knee. Just a note, I never like pushing directly on a joint. There's tendons and cartilage in there, and I don't want to be compressing that. So trying to just push on the fleshy part of that leg where we can't compromise anything. And pause and reverse. 4 and 3. See if you can get a little taller. 2 and 1. Perfect. Left hand on the chair. Right hand over top of the knee. And just trying to look over your shoulder as you take a big breath in to decompress the spine. Exhale, hold. Big breath in. Look back to the center. Good job. And now from here, we'll just come on all the way up to standing. Up. Going to be nice and tall, and we use the counter as little or as much as we need to, so it might be a finger or two or the full palm or just hovering above. We're going to bring that leg forward and 2 and trying to stay as still as we can through the upper body, and we're trying to go down a little bit slower than we come up. And 5. Perfect. And now imagine there's a wall right here. We don't want to lean into the wall when we lift the leg. We want to keep the torso as straight as we can, and we're also keeping that top hip as straight as we can as we reach out to the side and down. Another thing you'll note is quads are stronger than abductors, so your foot's going to want to come this way. So try to fight it and really push out with that heel. Try to keep that foot as straight as you can. 3 and 4 and 5. Your nice tight abs as we sweep back and 2. And just a note, we shouldn't feel any compression in your back. So the lift might just be a little tiny lift, or it might even be just a step back. Whatever you need to do to not have that compression in your back. 4 and 5. coming forward and down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and again, notice your supporting foot, nice wide toes, good base of support, nice long waist as we lift to the side, and 2, and 3, and 4, and down, and 5, and down, little shake. Now nice tight abs as we sweep back, and 2, and 3, and down, 4, and down, and 5, and down. Perfect, good job. Really great as well for those dang push-ups. Further away you bring your feet, the more challenging it'll be. We're trying to have a nice straight spine. First one we're going to do is tricep push-ups. We're going to let the elbows come right next to your rib cage, and up, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Perfect. Okay, from here we're going to widen the arms a little bit. And now we can bring the elbows out a little bit wider for this. So it's more of a traditional push-up. 2, and 3, nice straight body, and 4, and 5, and 6. Perfect. So brushing your teeth. You can sneak in a little balance, lifting one foot up, doing a little toothbrush, and then the other foot. Perfect. And then we could do some heel to toe while we're brushing our hair. We've got the countertop nice and close to us. Just can keep one hand where we're safe and brush our hair. So we can sneak balance into our everyday life, which is really cool. We're going to finish with a little hallway exercise. You know how I love hallways. I talked about how I love hallways because we have support on both sides. So in a hallway is a really nice place. I'll come a little closer so you can see me. A really nice place to practice those big steps forward and back, and 2, and back, and 3, and back, and 4, and back, and 5, and back. Again, same thing on the other side. You want to be nice and safe, so if you need to let your hands hover, even fingertips on, that's okay. If you can keep them a little bit off, that's okay too. And 2, wherever you're safe to practice those big steps. And 3, and 4, and 5. Perfect. Okay, from here, I'm going to come back a little ways. Backwards walking, that's a little trickier. Now let's come forward, and I'm going to follow that sign as I go by. And then I'm going to turn around, there's a sign on the door, I'm going to follow that sign as I go back down. So we want to be able to turn our head from side to side as we walk, which is a little trickier. Again, nice thing to do in a hallway. I'm going to finish off balance exercises. It's going to be letting you imagine your nose is a pencil and you're drawing circles with your nose. Might be little tiny circles, or they might be a little bit bigger. And as you do that, I'm going to back up. I'm going to make those circles and walk. Now we're involving our ears, our eyes. We're getting that whole vestibular system to wake up. So again, tricky exercise. You want to be in a really safe place to practice it. You want to have good, safe footwear on, and you never practice balance unless you're really safe, unless there's somebody around, because you never want to risk falling. So be safe, have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you in 2021. Bye-bye.